I'm going to preview the Baylor versus Abilene Christian University women's soccer game, which literally will be played September 14th at 7 p.m. Central Time on ESPN Plus. Of course, there'll be live stats as well. And I apologize for looking down because I can memorize all this stuff. And Baylor's coming off of a 4-1 win against Texas State. They were actually down 1-0 early. Baylor did have 2 goals by Tyler Isrick. The other 2 goals were own goals by Texas State. So that was a revenge win against them last year. And I know Texas State didn't beat Baylor, but it was a 2-2 tie, and that felt like a win that slipped away for Baylor from last year. Thus, Baylor's now 4-0-2 on the year, as in like 4 wins, no losses, and 2 ties. As for Abilene Christian University, and actually I'm doing this ahead, like before tomorrow, actually, because the stats just updated, and I updated my stats with them on my own, and y'all can check that out in the description below. But Abilene Christian University, by the way, is 4-4 on the year, 4 wins, 4 losses, no ties. I will say though, most of the losses have been by 1 goal or less. 1 goal. The losses were to New Mexico State 1-0, or Roberts 2-0. That was the only time. Then East Texas A&M 1-0, and North Texas 2-1. Now their wins: UTEP 1-0, Tulsa 1-0, Houston Christian University 1-0, and Northwestern State 1-0. And it is a Northwestern State team that literally defeated a preseason top 20 team in Texas on the road. So that might be their best win they got all year long. I don't know. But when you look at the strength of schedules, Baylor has the edge. And there's no denying that. So anyway, I know they have started a lot of different a few different goalkeepers this year, and they have used a few different formations. Just one time they have used 4 defenders, 3 midfielders, 3 forwards. 2 times, including last game, by the way, 4 defenders, 2 midfielders and 4 forwards, and 5 defenders, 1 midfielder and 4 forwards. 5 times. So who knows what they're going to use. And I'm just going to go over the one goalkeeper that has started half their games for them, but you never know. And it's Bella Madrano, number 00, 5'10", 11-inch goalkeeper that is a freshman. 2 goals allowed and 22 saves. The other 2 are Lila Ross, number 0, 5'10" goalkeeper that is a senior, 3 goals on 9 shots attempted, and Emma Consmo, number 1, 6'1" goalkeeper that is a senior, 1 goal on 5 saves. That's really it. There's not a lot of goal scorers or players with 2 assists or more, by the way, for Abilene Christian. And obviously the leading one is Abby Smith, number 2, 5'8" midfielder as a senior, 2 goals on 11 shots attempted. And from there it's Aaliyah Doctor, number 29, 5'8" forward as a senior, 1 goal and 12 shots attempted and 2 assists. They do have Isabella Yackel, who got the assist from last game, number 35, 5'4" defender that is a junior, 3 shots attempted and 1 assist. There's Eliana Wong, ELIANNA, number 19, 5'5" forward. It's a sophomore, 1 goal and 10 shots attempted. And there's Payton Hill, number 11, 5'8" forward as a junior, 21 shots attempted, but no goals and 2 assists. That's really all the players that you need to know, with the exception to one more that I failed to mention up to this point. It's Raylan Miller, number 13, 5'7" forward. That's a sophomore, 1 goal and 3 shots attempted. So as you can tell, there's not a lot of goal scorers. I'm going to just address this across the board. If you really want to make the NCAA tournament, you can't lose this type of game, or even tie with this type of game here. You just can't. Because this wouldn't be a great loss by any means, or a great tie by any means. So let's try to avoid that, and getting another win and protecting home field would really help your chances of making the NCAAs this year, possibly. That's the only best way to make sure you give yourselves the best chance to make the NCAA tournament here, is to win games. because I do think this team is more than capable. And 4-0-2 is the best start in the Michelle Leonard era up to this point, and they played a good schedule, as you could tell by the games. And I know those two games, you might say they slipped away, especially that Denver game when they were down. It was 11 players to 10, and Denver had the 10. They didn't score on them, and obviously that first game of the year, they did give up a goal early, but then they tied it up, and it was just ended in a tie. That's it. So anyway, go back to what I was saying here about this game. Do not overlook this team for Texas Tech. I know they're not as good as them, but at the same time, you can't lose focus. And I'm sure the players know that. It's a one-game mentality. They have that mentality of, anyway, like a one game at a time. One play at a time, better yet. Across the board, you got to be the more mentally tougher team. You can't be intimidated by the other team. You don't want to have like a handball, don't want to have like a red card, because then you're down a player for the rest of the game. And obviously, so many yellows down the line would mean a suspension, and you don't want that either. So you got to be smart. You got to make adjustments on the fly, both offensively and defensively. You got to adjust the officiating, because at the end of the day, you got to make plays to win, in my opinion. Yes, I know calls can be questionable, but you got to make plays to win. Defensively, you got to shut down the best players and don't give me that many easy looks. Be good on set piece defense. Be good in 1v1 situations. Don't give me that many quality looks or easy passes. Especially, you got to clear that ball out, especially on like those corner kicks defensively, and then start a counterattack. And in general, you got to just try to start your offense from your defense and start a counter immediately if you can, and make them turn the ball over in their own end of the field. It's like in their own end of like they're defending. Or better yet, when they're trying to score, you intercept the pass and then you start some like a sequence going. You got to win 50-50 balls in the air, and even the second ball as well. Now, offensively, you got to be good on your set pieces, 1v1 situations. And by set pieces, I mean like a free kick or corner kick, because sometimes the best way to score is coming off of one of those two, especially like corners. It doesn't really matter the number of the corners. You just got to execute and try to score. And honestly, if you could score without either, that would be really helpful. And have your big time players step up in this type of game, and your role players as well. Obviously, if you draw a foul or handball in the box on the opposing team, you got to do good in penalty kicks. And defensively, you don't want to get in that situation. And I'm not saying try to draw a red card on them by any means, because you can't count on the refs for that. But if you do, you got to take advantage of that better than the only time you had this year against Denver. And be hungry. Yes, it's nice to beat Texas State. And even beat Texas the game before. But that's not good enough. If you really want to prove that this program could be an NCAA tournament team, you got to win this type of game. And I know the RPI is not out yet, but it would really help your RPI as well to get as many wins as you can. And avoid bad losses and avoid bad ties in general. So no need to go over this game too much in depth here. So anyways, if you like this content, hit the like, subscribe button. See you guys later on the road at 800 subscribers. Course ultimate goal is 1,000 more. So money this course, like video, comment video, really helps YouTube algorithm. Some more people see us, the video does help as well. Some more people could watch it if you're watching. And that hit subscribe button for the notification bell as well. And let's go out and protect home field one last time for the non-conference slate here. And another thing I need to mention, I do not know when Hannah got the injury, like the status of Hannah Augustin with that concussion. I don't know whether or not she's going to play in this game, or if she's really going to come back, because concussions are no easy thing to come back from. The last thing you want to do is rush somebody back from concussion protocol. But in the meantime, you got to have your defenders step up, and like in case he is not playing. And you got to have your midfield step up as well. And of course, your forwards. And if you have a lead, protect it. If not, extend it. If you're dealing with adversity, you just got to continue going on and trying to find a way to even things up. Just like you did against Texas State the last game. You were down 1-0, but you tied it up, then you took the lead eventually, and then from there you forced some own goals on the opponent. And if that happens again, if you force an own goal on the opponent, that would be good, but I'm not counting on it necessarily. And obviously you don't want to have that on your own end, on your own defending end. So that's pretty much all I need to go over this game. And I know this is like literally that Thursday before the game and not like the Friday before here. But the stats already been updated for Abilene Christian University. I thought I might as well just get this out of the way.